want to talk about perspective is that when you're behind a ball, it's kind of we call it kind of disassociated visualization. I'm kind of looking at everything like on a movie screen, right? And I think I get a better understanding what's out there. When I'm side of the ball, looking down and in my swing, I think my perception is going to change a little bit. And we want accurate perception of what's happening in front of us. I think it's easier to visualize behind the ball than by the side of the ball. I just how our eyes are worked. We want them to be more level to the ground instead of turned. And I think it's more of this centering idea of settling in, and then we're going to approach the shot. I think it kind of has a centering approach to it also. And you're right, like with short game, I think, I mean, I have no problem with somebody doing a practice swing, obviously by the side of the ball, especially if it's a hanging lie or something like that.
Yeah, right.
But they come back and they regroup and say, okay, based on
Yeah.
that, now this is what I'm doing.
Hmm.
I think it just helps I think when people are right by the ball, I think it looks rushed and there is no rhythm to it. But I think if we can pace the routine as we walk in, it's a sense of, like I said, smoothness and centerness, and that's part of state management also.
Hmm. And what about putting routines? Because I know that putting is where a lot of people really seem to, you can see the ball, you see the hole, you're like, damn it, like, why can't I make this 8-footer? Obviously, expectation management is key, but like, what can people be doing on the greens too, right? Not three putting is, I hear that so many times. I title everything "How to Not Three Putt" because I know it's going to get people to watch or listen. Well, what are some things that people can be doing on the greens mentally to get into that flow and out of fear?
It's interesting. Putting, I would call myself an average putting coach. Now that's different than a mental coach, right? It's just the mechanics of it and everything like that. But I've seen a lot in the last 10 years, obviously with aim point and different routines that are based on having clarity of your read, which is super
Hmm.
important, isn't it? Okay.
Right.
And that's a key element of somebody committing to a putt, right? I need to know my read.
Hmm.
Um, Even that is starting to look a little mechanical to me. I'll be honest with you. Okay. But hey, when you're feeling it in your feet and you're feeling it, and you're being very aware of 1, 2, 3 degree. Great. I think you're aware of that. I would want it to shift a little bit more. And again, to seeing the ball go in the hole. When
Hmm.
people say, I don't want a three putt, I say, what's your intention on the first putt? And it might be, oh, don't go long. And to me, that's not a clear intention. A clear intention is I want to have the ball go at the correct speed. I want to enter at 7 o'clock.
Hmm.
But you mean I should expect to make every putt? I said, no, not to expect it to go in, but isn't the intention to get the little white ball in the little hole? So a 30-footer, I'm seeing the ball go in. I'm not going to a 2-foot circle, 4-foot circle, whatever that is.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm seeing the ball go in the hole. Okay. Because that's the intention of speed too. I want that ball to some of these guys on tour, 1 speed, 2 speed, 3 speed, or what's your capture rate, all these, they're very clear on that.
Mm.
So it's like, I want the ball to run through the hole at 12 inches.
Okay.
That means the ball went in the hole. Ball went in the hole, went through the hole, not
Got it.
past the hole, not past the hole.
Right.
So the
Right.
words we use are going to be very important. Um, I think it's, I've had this discussion with a lot of very good players of how do they see the putt go in. Some can see the entire, when this ball
Hmm.
starts, it gets to its apex and goes in. Some people like myself are more, I take the how much I think it's going to break, let's say it's 6 inches outside right edge, and I imagine I'm just going to a straight putt to that cup 6 inches outside right edge. I'm more linear, and then I'm allowing, of course, the ball would hit
Hmm.
the slope. So people are different in their visualizations. Some people pick up the last third of the putt. Some people are, I know another sports psychologist who is he's great. And he talked a lot about intermediate targets that were 1 inch in front of you.
Yeah, a lot of
Roll
people
the
seem to
ball
like
over
that.
that.
Right.
Now, that gets the ball started online. I have a lot of people who leave the ball short because they
Yeah.
forgot where they're actually going. So
Ah.
you can manipulate targets, because remember, targets not only to aim at, but speed control.
Hmm.
You have to have an awareness of speed control. And that's where I think people get very line bound in golf, and they forget it's going to be hit at the proper speed,
Right.
acceleration rate, those type of things. And when people can see that happening in the right speed, woo, that's a game changer.